Hipper here. So welcome to the third video in our Colbert week here. And this one is on Epicentre. And I don't think I'm, exaggerating when I say that a lot of people don't know how to play this. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. So in this battle here, obviously, I'm in Colbert, and I'm going to go for the flank. And that's why I'm looking at this battleship here. I'm just hoping, don't follow me. Don't follow me, don't follow me. And it doesn't look like he's actually following me. And that's a good thing, because he's in a much better position there. And if I get out on the flank here, going 40 plus knots, it won't take me long. Then I'll be able to herd some ships in towards the middle of the map, and he should be able to have a good shot at them. Except that he's going broadside now. But anyway. Okay, so you pretty much have two options on these Epicentre maps here. Like, either you go straight into the Epicentre and you try to hold it and, kill DDs and stuff like that. I mean, Colbert is not the best ship equipped for that, because you don't have torpedoes for, close-up engagement, and you don't have radar either. Had I been in Wichita or Minotaur, I would have done, a very different thing. I would have gone straight for the island in the middle, snuggle up to that, and then just radar the whole Epicentre, keeping every destroyer out. If you can do that for the first 5 minutes, it's usually a victory. But not many cruisers actually do that, except for this guy here in the Buffalo. He's actually, he's doing the right thing, but I'm just so fast. I was out on this flank here before he was ready. So that's just, bad luck really. And that's why I like agile cruisers, because I go 44 knots in this thing, and I can reposition at will. I don't have to follow my team or whatever. So there's not a lot of action going on in the Epicentre. As you can see, no one is in there. There's one destroyer in there, but he's only in the outer ring, and that's not enough. You have to be in the middle, because then you are capping all 3 rings, and you're keeping the enemies from capping those rings. That's more important. Grabbing the outer ring, that's usually a loss. You have to get into the middle and get the middle ring, because that's the most it's the most difficult ring to take and to hold. So if you can, like I said in the beginning, if you can get in there with a cruiser, a radar cruiser in the middle ring, it's going to be very, very hard to actually get you out of there. And you only really get punished for doing that when your team totally collapses on one flank, and you then get crossfired, and that's a loss. But whatever, man, it doesn't happen very often. So I'm just looking for someone to shoot over here. And this Musashi here, he was just waiting for me to come around that corner. I mean, it's been a long time since I was spotted, but obviously I was ready for it, because I knew I could be facing something like this. But I'm still wondering why or how he was able to predict that so well. But anyway, he didn't get much out of it, because it didn't even hit me. So now he's spotted, and that's too bad for him, because that means a golden shower from me and just incoming shells and torpedoes from pretty much everyone else. So yeah. Well, but that's what I wanted. Colbert is really good on the flanks, but the problem is that when you go on the flanks, you're kind of leaving your team. You're putting a lot of faith in your team to actually hold the Epicentre here. And you can see they are not holding the Epicentre at all. They're all hiding behind one island pretty much, and just leaving the destroyers to do all the hard work. And I mean, that's not how you play Epicentre. You actually have to push, and you have to do something that puts you in danger. Ooh, terrible thought, I know, but that's how you win. So this Musashi here, I don't know what I did to him, but he must have some sort of vendetta, because he is just going for me, and then someone takes him out. Excellent. That means I can push in now. This side of the map here is cleaned up. But right now it's looking good. I mean, we are equal on ships. Unfortunately, because no one really understands the rules here, no one has actually bothered to take, the objective, the important thing in the battle, which is the Epicentre. So now that I've cleaned up the battleship and the cruiser over here, that means I can actually move in and actually see if I can clean up this Epicentre here, because if we don't do it now, we're going to lose. And it's very, very tight. It's actually 5 minutes into the battle now, and they are ahead by nearly 300 points. And again, I'm using my speed boost here, so I can get in quickly. And I'm trying not to turn or anything like that because I want to go as close to my top speed as I can, which is just around 44 knots, I believe. So at least the destroyers are playing with, you know, a bit of common sense here, because I think they realize that, okay, it's now or never. If we don't take this epicenter now, we are going to lose, and then it doesn't really matter if you survive, right? So I'm backing them up. All I need them to do is spot, because again, that's like the worst thing about Colbert is that it doesn't have a radar. I mean, I really think that is a handicap for a ship this well equipped to deal with destroyers. It's just that you can't spot them unless someone else spots them for you. At least like a very like a 15-second radar or something. And if radar is too much for the ship, then I would like to have at least 3 torpedoes on each side or something, because I just feel like I can never really, you know, push in and engage until the battleships are gone. And yeah, that's a downside with this ship here. I mean, in Minotaur, you can push into battleships if you want to, because you have no less than 20 torpedoes. So like any battleship that comes into contact with a Minotaur is probably going to regret it, at least if you know what you're doing. So finally we got those 2 destroyers out of the cap. Now we can actually take this cap here and try to turn this battle here around, because yeah, it wasn't looking very good up until now. But I will say these destroyers here, they came through. They actually started to do destroyer things, and we are now able to actually grab the cap. Now here I'm thinking I'm in the middle cap. I'm not really looking carefully enough, but actually I'm only in the second ring. Otherwise I would have gone more forward into the next ring. I only realized that in like a minute or something, and I was like, oh crap, I'm not actually in the actual center. So that's why you'll see me try to get into the middle in just a second or so, because I'm not actually where I want to be. But of course the destroyer is luckily actually grabbing the middle as well, so that's good. So we finally have the epicenter, but there's 4 enemies left, and there don't seem to be bad players at all. So especially this Minotaur here could be a problem, because I don't want to lose my destroyers, and I can only set things on fire, which is again is a little bit of like a downside to Colbert really. I would much prefer to have Minotaur's AP on this ship here, but I don't. So I'll just have to make do with these fast-firing HE shells here, which, yeah, like I'm shooting at a Minotaur now, and yeah, I would prefer to have AP. But anyway, well, I do have AP, but I would like to have the Minotaur AP. Okay, so this is the next phase in the battle here. Like, there's pretty much 3 phases. First phase is to clean up the flank, so I could move into the cap. Phase 2 is to clean up the cap, and then phase 3 here is to hold the cap. And we don't have to hold it for the whole battle. That's not unnecessary. We just need to get ahead on points, and then get, you know, so much ahead on points that it's actually impossible for the rest to catch up, even if they do grab the epicenter back. And I'm just getting shot at by everyone, because there's only myself and the battleship left to shoot at. There's also a destroyer, but he's obviously concealed. He is putting some smoke up there again. Like, it's nice to see those destroyers actually, you know, coming through here in the end, because I don't think I really could have done this completely without them. So I'll just try and see if I get a fire on that minnow there hiding behind the island, because like I said, we just need to keep them out of the cap just for a little bit longer until we are ahead on points, and then it doesn't really matter. And now I've managed to you know, ground myself on a rock here in full view of a lot of enemy ships, and I am quite lucky here that I don't get death struck, I will admit. But I am trying to, you know, make myself a hard target by going forwards and backwards, and I know also at the same time trying to get myself free. And there's another nasty salvo incoming there, so I just try to outturn it, and we do manage to do that. And I just need to get a little bit of respite now, because everybody's shooting at me. Like I said, there's nothing else to shoot at. And if they get me, probably a loss then. So I just need to get a little bit out of the fire here, really. And just wait for the Reds to push in. so it'll be easier for me to defend the cap. Because as you can see, we have now held the cap for, I don't know, like a few minutes, and we are ahead on points now. So this is what I wanted. This is, well, it's not really a strategy, because, I mean, it's the rules of the game, and someone did something really nasty to that Minotaur right there. Well done. I didn't notice that when I was playing, but I guess that was the battleship's final salvo, and well, thank you very much, because that really did help a lot. So anyway, we are still ahead, almost 100 points ahead now, and I would like to be 200 ahead, so that's why I'm not, you know, running away yet. And I would also like to support my DD here, but I have to be a little bit careful, because he's put that smoke out, so we have no idea what's going on the other side of that smoke. And that's a problem sometimes. Destroyers, they don't really think about, oh, I'm going to put out this smoke screen here to, you know, protect my teammates. And I mean, it's a noble thought, but if you're not spotting what's on the other side of that smoke screen, then it's almost like helping the enemy, really. And there's a high caliber there, and I have a pretty good spot now here. No one can really hit me, and the destroyer is spotting. So I don't know why he's shooting though. That's probably not the best idea, but anyway, we're just going to keep this Alaska out, because the red team has, of course, realized as well that if they don't push in now, they are going to lose. So it's all or nothing, right? And that's the problem on this like Epicenter here, that so many people don't understand, you know, what you have to do when there's like 5 minutes left of the battle and the points are so and so, and you know, put that up in context and then think, okay, this is what I have to do to win the battle. And I don't know why that is, because I mean, it's not difficult, but anyway, it seems to be a challenge for a lot of people actually. So anyway, 1 versus 3 here again, and I just have to keep resetting this Alaska here so he doesn't grab the cap, because if he grabs it, it's going to be a tight one here. We are a few 100 points ahead here, but obviously I cannot die, because then we lose. So that's more important, but I would also like to reset this guy here as much as I possibly can, so to make sure we'll actually win on points. So finally go unspotted here, and I'm going to start picking on the battleship. That was a nasty salvo, ran that one there. I was pretty lucky there. So unfortunately I couldn't hold the cap long enough. There's still 2 minutes left, and these guys might actually just be able to pull it off. So to be absolutely sure we're going to win this battle here, I will have to sink a red ship, and preferably a battleship, which is going to be the toughest one to do. But luckily one shows up here. There's one I prepared earlier, and just dodging his incoming salvo there, and he's very low on health, so just get the Confederate out of him as well. And if I can burn down this guy here, then it doesn't matter that they have the Epicenter now, because they're going to lose, I believe it's 60 points by losing a battleship, and that's going to put us so far ahead that they cannot catch up with only a minute 20 left. So that was it. The battleship is gone, and we'll see if can we reset this guy there. Perhaps can we get that done as well? That would be very nice, because just for a little bit of extra XP there, and we certainly could. 4 defense. So these are the things you have to think about. And then also, now the battle is won. If I don't get sunk now, the battle is won. So there is no need to take any unnecessary risks now. There's a minute left. I'm ahead by 200 points. And the enemies are too far ahead to come and be able to attack me behind this island here with only 45 seconds left. I mean, yeah, they can radar me all they want, but they can't hit me. And because the radar disappears now, I know that they're still about 9.9 kilometers away, whatever it is the radar range is. So there is absolutely no way they're going to be able to come around this island here and sink me. So these are all things you have to know and think about when you're playing this game here. I mean, the game looks like a simple game, but it's not. It's actually very deep, and you know, I'm probably preaching to the choir here when I say this, but yeah, there's so much thinking that goes into this game here if you want to win. And well, there's a battleship approaching. I have my sonar on, but like I said, it doesn't matter. I've won, and I fought pretty hard for this win here, I think. So that was Colbert in an Epicentre battle, and we managed to snatch the victory here and did pretty well. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.